Some of you might not know what exactly Bitcoin is and how it works, but you must all have heard of Bitcoin. Some of you might have interest to know more about Bitcoin, but those terms and explanation sounds like an alien language to you. Some of you might want to have a hands-on experience and small trial in Bitcoin, but you cannot find a simple way to do it. Some of you might be, or might be not, holding some Bitcoin, but you are worried about how to keep them safe. If you are one of these persons, you are the one we are trying to help. OpenTurnKey is the solution we provide. OpenTurnKey makes cryptocurrency easier than ever. You don't need to know the sophisticated knowledge behind. OpenTurnKey just offers you an easy way to use Bitcoin immediately and safely. OpenTurnKey is network-isolated hardware which keeps your private key away from hackers. It communicates to a trusted external device through NFC interface which is hard to intercept from distance. OpenTurnKey uses fingerprint authentication to protect your private key. You need not only the OpenTurnKey but also a valid fingerprint in order to make a transaction. The mechanical of OpenTurnKey is completely sealed without any outlet which make it very robust and endurable. The battery of OpenTurnKey can be charged with a Qi-compliant wireless charger and battery can work for several months under normal daily uses. It's like using a transportation card, such as Suica or Passmo. You can buy a brand new Suica and top some cash, then you can start making payment for subway tickets or commodities. Using OpenTurnKey is just like that. However, we are talking about cryptocurrency, so we added extra security to it. But don't worry, you don't need to go through complicated setup procedures, writing down passwords, or meaningless phrases, and worrying where to keep that piece of paper. It adds only one little extra step. Using your fingerprint as authentication when making a payment, just like signing a signature when making a payment with your credit card. That's all the things you need to know for those who wants to put their hand on Bitcoin but could not find a way. Here we also have some more information for the experts. We are going to explain why OpenTurnKey is secure and what problems OpenTurnKey has solved. How do you prove a number is a random number? There are many Bitcoin wallets, software and hardware. When you create a wallet for the first time, how do you know the private key is randomly generated, not pre-chosen and planted into the wallet by the creator? I would argue that the only way to have a genuine safe wallet is that, first, you can read and understand the source code of the wallet. Second, you compile the source code yourself. Third, you run the code you have checked and compiled on the hardware you are going to use. I guess most of the people will fail at the first step. It's unrealistic to ask everyone to create their own wallet manually from the very first step. Isn't there any better choice except trusting those wallets and their creators? When we were creating OpenTurnKey, we wanted to find a solution for this fundamental problem, which is, how do we prove to the users that the private key is truly randomly generated? And this simply means to prove a number is a random number. By the way, a private key is simply just a number, a very large one. And the answer is simple. No. You cannot prove whether a number is randomly generated or not. There is no way to tell the difference between a pre-chosen number and a randomly generated number. They are just numbers. The good news is we finally found a solution to the problem. And the answer lies in the cryptography algorithms and Bitcoin protocols. The solution is to let users being able to choose a key by themselves, and the chosen key can be validated with cryptography algorithms. Please note that we said being able to, but not asking users must have to choose a key. As long as a user can choose a key by themselves, we have removed the risk that the creator can sniff on the wallets. This is achieved by implementing the BIP32 protocol in a creative fashion. BIP32 is hierarchical deterministic wallet which allows a private key to derive child keys. The number of child keys can be derived from a private key is 2 to the power of 32. Half of them must be derived from the private key, which is called hardened keys. And half of them can be derived from the public key, called non-hardened keys. In addition to that, each child key can also derive 2 to the power of 32 child keys, and so on and so on. So a private key can derive infinite numbers of child keys. On OpenTurnKey, we use the hardware to generate a random master private key which is never to be used directly in making a transaction. And we use a level 5 non-hardened child key as the actual key to be used. We choose non-hardened child keys, so a user can validate whether it is derived from the master key with just the public keys and the derivative indexes without revealing any private key information. And we choose level 5 child keys to make the number of keys in an OpenTurnKey to be approximately 2 to the power of 155, which is a very big number that no one is able to sniff on each one of them. Besides that, the design of OpenTurnKey allows it to be transferred to another person physically. It means you can now make an offline transaction that leaves no record on the blockchain. It also solved the traceable transactions issue of Bitcoin. Since an OpenTurnKey contains trillions of keys, a user can select any one of them and switch between different keys. An OpenTurnKey will only shows the Bitcoin address of the selected one, which means a user can hide their crypto assets and no one is able to find out. Only the one who holds the OpenTurnKey and knows the exact child keys can spend the money. In another word, you may see an OpenTurnKey with only $100 assets in it, but actually there could be $1 million in another address and no one knows it except the owner. Our philosophy behind OpenTurnKey is to create an apparatus for Bitcoin that anyone can use. It must be secure and must be simple. This is the magic we did on OpenTurnKey and we are open to share. Now you can and you are welcome to make your own OpenTurnKey, but if it's too much work for you, why not just buy one and start using it today? Lastly, we will end our video with a demo of making a payment with OpenTurnKey. Hope you enjoy it. This is a demo video of OpenTurnKey. In this video, we will show you how to make a payment with OpenTurnKey. Open the Crypto Economy app and go to the Pay page. Click on the QR code scanner icon to scan a Bitcoin address, entering the amount of the payment. Then click the Sign Payment button and it will automatically jump to the OpenTurnKey page. Pick up the OpenTurnKey. Authenticate OpenTurnKey with your fingerprint. Approach OpenTurnKey to the phone. The app will firstly checking if there is enough balance in this OpenTurnKey. This may take a few seconds. Then it will display a payment detail for the user to check and confirm. After confirmed the payment detail, approach OpenTurnKey again to the phone. The app will submit the transaction to OpenTurnKey, and OpenTurnKey will reply the signatures to the app. The app will broadcast the signed transaction to the Bitcoin network. This may take a few seconds. After the transaction is successfully broadcasted to the network, the app will display a transaction receipt with a summary of the payment. The transaction record will also be kept in the transaction history. Click on the transaction record in the history page. The user can check the detail of the transaction, including the confirmation numbers, transaction ID, and so on. Click the View Online button to check the transaction execution result in a Blockchain Explorer. Thank you for watching.